I'm Shay. Nice to meet you. Connie and her boyfriend used to run a bar for Durban Deep's miners. One night, a group of men came in. So the night that it happened, tell me how that evening started.
Okay, one of those guys, I remember him because we had a fight a weekend before.
About what?
You know, they like to touch you when they're drunk. I'll be like swearing at them and then I'll be like, don't touch me. I saw them coming in. They were like 4. He had a gun and then he was like looking at me. They took me outside. They took me by the bushes. That's where then they told me to take off my... I had a tracksuit on. They said I must put my tracksuit off. Then the first one raped me. The second one also raped me. The third one also raped me. Then they left me. They told me not to look back, to run.
I don't even know what to say to you. I want to say I'm sorry. It feels so pointless.
Now I'm having all these nightmares all over again. I can't take it out of my mind.
You have flashbacks?
Sometimes I just wake up and at night, it's the same dreams, the same thing that happened.
Charity, this is why you sent your son away, right?
Yeah.
I think hearing this must reinforce for you that you made the right decision, yeah?
Yeah, sending him home. I made the right decision, but the child might grow up and think maybe you didn't want him.
It must have been the hardest thing to do. What do you think the government should do about Durban Deep?
Should shut it down. And it's where criminals, they like to go because they know even the police, they're scared of that place. That place is not for people to live in.
Connie, thank you very much for talking to us. Can I give you a hug? Thank you. Take care, okay?
Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. So listen you guys, so a lot has been going on with this Zama Zamas saga situation, and I believe that they have recently arrested over 1,000 of them after they resurfaced from underground after that whole thing of a standoff, and after a judge had made a decision that they should be sent food and water at our expense. By the way, yes, we are paying for it. Because that's just our government. And there is an audio, you guys, that is going around on Twitter where this guy is trying to explain to because everybody has been saying, people need to be sent food, they need to be sent water, this is a violation of human rights. And this guy is explaining the whole Zama Zama situation to say people don't understand that it's not just about them going underground to look for gold or diamond or whatever it is that they're looking for. There are so many crimes that are committed. He says that if you had to go underground, you would realize that down there, it's a whole community. But it's a whole community of men. And what happens is that they have, they do this thing of bringing in young girls. So they bring in young girls and then use them as sex slaves. But what happens is that after they use these girls, they are not going to go back up with them. Because why would you do that? You just committed a crime against this person. They're not going to release them. So when they go back up, the women had to be disposed of. So basically, they take their lives after they use them. He goes on to say so many of the young girls that are missing in South Africa are down there. If the authorities had to go down there, they would actually see how many bodies they would find there. because the girls are being brought there all the time, and then they use them as the slaves, and then after that they get rid of them, they're going back home, you know. So yes, we are all Africans, and yes, we do want people to do what they can to survive. But if the point is you left your country to come to South Africa because you were escaping horrendous and horrible conditions in your own country, how do you come to our country and create those conditions in this country if the point is that people that are here are escaping certain conditions in their country? So how come you come here and create those conditions that you left behind? How come when you come here you create those conditions for the people in this country, for the women and children in this country? If really it was about you escaping whatever it is that you were escaping from your country, it doesn't make sense. And South Africans get gaslighted so much when they talk about such things, because then they say you're xenophobic. I think it's about time that we get to a point where we accept that being xenophobic is not such a bad thing, especially in the context as a South Africa, because we have had to go through so much with us having this thing of we are all Africans. You know, if our brothers and sisters are struggling in our neighboring countries, does it not make sense for them to come over? But if they come over and they get here and they create the very same conditions that they are claiming to be trying to escape in their own countries, what is the point of that? What is the point of that? You know? Also, I feel like our government doesn't take seriously anything that affects women and anything that affects children. They don't act. And also anything that doesn't affect their pockets, they don't act fast enough. How many children have to die, for an example, from the tuck shop snacks situation? How many? How many? Before we say, listen, it's not even that you can register a tuck shop. You are not allowed. If you are a foreigner, you cannot own a tuck shop. I mean, how hard is it to make that rule? How hard is it to make that rule? Which South African will hate Ramaphosa if Ramaphosa just came out and said, listen, I don't care what's written in the Constitution. I am saying right now that anybody that is a foreigner in South Africa is not allowed to own a tuck shop. What would happen to him? What would that be so bad to say? Because I'm not going to have a single child, another one. Okay, I am not going to have one more child die from those necks again. So whether you agree with me or not, but this is it. I'm the president. I'm making a decision. If you're a foreigner in South Africa, you cannot own a tuck shop. Who would die if he did that, guys? Who would die if he did that? Does he even care? How many girls do they have to tell? You see the story of this girl telling of how she was asked by Zama Zamas. I mean, I heard the first story like that maybe 5 years ago when I was watching one documentary. And this one lady was telling a story, you know, and she was gang raped at her own house. This is not something that is like new. Oh yeah, shock, you know. So if I know about it, then the government should know about it, but nothing has been done. Now it's like a new thing. Everybody's like so shocked now, like it's a new thing. But even that, the reaction of the government is very slow. You know, like Ramaphosa, when he's delivering his speech, I expected him to be like, you know, the speeches they used to deliver back during apartheid when they were really like fed up with the government at the time. This is it. We will not accept it. That I expected that kind of a speech, like this is it. Like we're done with you. Okay, we've tolerated it enough. This is it. Okay, but it's like, okay, listen, these are the rules. Okay, listen. If your house is flooded, and then I am giving you a home because your house is flooded, you should not be able to come to my house and open doors and whatever to flood my house. It doesn't even make sense that I allow you to do that. I would rather you go back to your flooded house and drown and I be saved than all of us for all of us to drown. Doesn't that make just a bit of sense? But okay. This is South Africans are xenophobic. We must just let our children die. We must let our women be abused. And on top of that, we must give the people water and food. On top of it, feed them. Because, listen, it's in the constitution, we need to feed them. Hey, shame. Anyway, you guys, please tell me what you think about this whole thing in the comment section. I just saw a video, you guys, of, they were saying 9 children were getting sick because they had eaten some of these snacks. I couldn't tell if it's a new story or an old story. But, you know, we're going to keep having these stories if we don't fight it. But we need our government to be the ones that make those decisions to say enough is enough. Anyway, thank you so much, Ngintanda.
Now, I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP now. I'm a VIP by escort on my boys. Now, but like what? What say Savala? Now,
why are you doing this?
Now. Escort. Now, even if I escort her, now.
What nonsense is this?
This is the van that is escorting these people. This is the van. This is the van. Now we are shooting. We shoot her. No shoot her. No. What are you shooting? Yeah. You do you have the papers for this place? You are you legal? Are you legal? Are you legal? Are you legal, Luena? You come with police. You don't come to our country. You don't come. This is Duwela. You don't come to our country and think we're gonna leave you. Kiba ba escort wa kema ponisa. Kiba o portela ba no escort wa kema ponisa. Renalo na ba tlo escort wa kema ponisa ba ritella so.